Hey everybody! Today's video is going to be a quick tutorial on how to make a floral initial letter for nursery or home decor or anywhere you'd like to put it. I'm just going to go through kind of a step-by-step on how to do everything that you'll need, and kind of how much everything should cost. It's super easy, super quick, super cheap. So let's get started. Okay, so what you will need to make this letter is just a bunch of fake flowers. You can get them at Michael's, Walmart, Joann Fabrics, anywhere that sells crafts or anything like that. They're pretty cheap. It was $1.50 for 2 of the bundles, $3 for 2 of the bundles. So they're not too expensive. And then you'll need a hot glue gun and some glue sticks. You'll need an X-Acto knife, or a pair of scissors works just fine too. And then you'll need a cardboard box. It doesn't have to be plain, it can have writing on it. It doesn't matter, you're not gonna see it anyways, it gets covered up with the flowers. So I've already cut out a letter. I'm gonna do an H for my friend's daughter, her name's Harlow. But I think since I bought so many flowers, I'm gonna cut out a bigger one. That one just doesn't seem to be quite big enough. The first thing that you want to do is plugging in the hot glue gun and putting a glue stick in. Pretty self-explanatory, but you just want it to start warming up while you cut out your letter. Then you cut the letter out of your box. It's easier with an X-Acto knife. It's a lot easier than it is with scissors, because when you use scissors, the letter tends to curl as you cut it. Doesn't really matter because it's going to be covered in flowers anyways, but it is just a lot easier with the knife. And it doesn't have to be perfect at all. Like, you can tell on mine that it's got some, bumps around the edges, and they're not quite exactly the same. But as long as it's pretty much the same on both sides, same height on all 4 corners, it should do the trick. Okay, the next thing you're going to do is pull the flowers off of the stems. Really easy, they just pop right off, so just pull those off, and yeah, once you have enough of them off, you're going to take a scrap piece of cardboard, lay it on the table, and this is if you're using the X-Acto knife. You just put the flower down, and chop the little plastic bit off of the bottom so that it is kind of more flat and easier to glue onto the cardboard. If you're using scissors, it's probably actually easier with scissors. You would just snip it off, and yeah, so you're going to do that to all of the flowers that you're going to use. Once you have the flowers arranged, you're just going to gently push them to the sides so they kind of stay in the same order, so you kind of know which flowers are going to be in which place. Okay, then here's my cat. Okay, so Casper. Okay, now we're going to start gluing. I'm going to sit the camera down, so I'm not sure what the angle is going to look like, how well you're going to be able to see it, but yeah, so let's start gluing. Okay, I'm just going to start in the upper corner of one of the legs of the H, and you just stick the flower on, hold it down for a few seconds. And then you don't want there to be any gaps, so you're gonna lift the flower that you already glued down. You're gonna lift it up and kind of mush the second one in beside it. Okay, so I have the top corner started, and I started on the bottom corner too. I think it's easier with a letter like this to do all 4 corners first and then work towards the middle. So when I was gluing this one on, the flowers started to come apart, but you're already using hot glue, so if that happens, just glue it back together. Also, don't forget to sit the glue gun on like a piece of cardboard or paper or something like that, because if you put it just on a table, it will peel up the finish of the table, and you definitely don't want that. But whenever you're putting the flowers on, just try and place them as tightly as possible. We can always go back after and fill it in if there's a few like gaps, but you just kind of want to minimize that. So I have the letter mostly covered, but I ran out of flowers that I had pulled off already. So I just have to pull off a couple more to finish it out. So far I've used about 2 glue sticks, so just be very liberal with the glue. You can't see it anyway, so just use as much as you need to. Okay, so I have finished gluing all of the flowers on. Once you're done, if you want to go back and look through for any gaps, I think I did pretty well with covering all of the cardboard. But if there are any gaps, just use any extra flowers that you have. You can even just rip off a few petals and kind of glue them where there's, where you might see some cardboard. Or you can use the leaves if you want to. Just kind of stick them in and glue them on. I'm pretty happy with it with just the flowers, so I don't think I'm actually gonna put any leaves in, but you could if you wanted to add that to the look. But yeah, that is it. It is super easy, super cheap, very fast to do, so if you are trying to get things done while your baby is napping, if you have a limited time, it doesn't take very long at all. Thank you guys so much for watching this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you try this and it works, let me know in the comments below. I hope to see you guys soon. And yeah, thanks for watching.